Welcome to the repair shop, where cherished family heirlooms are brought back to life.
Anything can happen. This is the workshop of dreams.
Home to furniture restorer Jay Blades.
Nowadays, things are not built to last, so we've become part of this throwaway culture. It's all about preserving and restoring. We bring the old back to new.
Working alongside Jay will be some of the country's leading craftspeople.
I like making things with my hands.
I love to see how things work, and I want to know how things work.
Whether it's a Rembrandt or somebody's family piece, every painting deserves the same.
Each bringing their own unique set of skills.
You're about to witness some magic.
They will resurrect, revive,
Oh, yes.
and rejuvenate treasured possessions and irreplaceable pieces of family history.
Oh, my goodness me. It looks like it's new.
Bringing both the objects
Oh, wow.
and the memories that they hold back to life.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
In the repair shop today, clockmaker Steve Fletcher feels the pressure as he gets to grips with a broken barometer.
This is the bit that I haven't been looking forward to when the glass breaks. If it does, it's a complete and utter disaster.
While furniture restorer Will Kirk is entrusted with a pair of oars that could have a hidden past.
Is it going away or is it staying? To me, it looks like it's... Hold on. I want to not rub too hard.
First in today is Rachel Dickens, whose item has already been received by Jay and electronics expert Jeff Harvey.
Hello. How are we doing? You all right?
I'm Jeff, very nice to meet you. Hello. Hi there.
So this must be yours then?
Yes, it is.
It's a pinball machine. OK. It's in bits then?
Yes,
Up there?
so this bit's come off, but
OK.
it's all there. I don't know if it can be repaired, but it'd be great if it could.
OK.
Well, I got it in a junk shop in Margate.
OK.
And I got it from a guy who said he'd bought loads from Dreamland.
So Dreamland, remind me, what is
It's
Dream?
a big sort of arcade in Margate.
OK.
So I spent a lot of time in Margate on the arcade when I should have been doing my A-levels.
OK.
So it does have a big nostalgic quality for me.
Did you pass the A-levels?
I did, only just.
So that's all right, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Until now, Rachel from Herne Bay had managed to find an unusual use for her poorly pinball machine.
So here's my lovely pinball machine, now part of my kitchen. It's really good as part of the kitchen with this glass on top. It's a nice, cool surface, good for making pastry on, actually. It works really well, and I love having it here, but the opportunity to get it fixed is one I happily take the kitchen apart. It's such a beautiful thing. It really should be restored. I feel bad that it's sitting here not working.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid £150 for it. Yeah, so it wasn't very much. No. But it just so happens my mum, who died last June, had given me some money before she died in March. And I was out shopping for stuff, and I was meant to be buying, you know, sensible things. Yeah. So I saw the pinball machine, and I thought, well, I'm allowed to have it because Mum's given me this extra money. Right. So, yeah, that's how I got to get it. So it's precious for me from that point of view.
So what do you reckon?
Well-
Can we fix this?
I have to have a little look at its innards, put my glasses on, makes me look more intelligent.
Well, why not?
Do you mind if I have a look at do a little
No.
operation, a little
Oh,
surgery,
yes.
just have a quick look? And inside, all lifts up, you see.
Wow.
Dusty and
That's full of
dirty.
dust, isn't
It looks all there to my professional eye.
So it's a good one?
I like all this in the shape of a...
Do they light up?
They light up and go out as you hit them, and when you complete them, you get your strikes.
So the main thing is, can it be fixed?
Well, a bit like Frankenstein's monster, once I plugged in the electrics, we can
Right.
see...
Oh, I can't wait. I hope you can do it.
I hope so as well, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you leave it with us...
OK, all right, brilliant.
then
Thanks
we'll
so
get
much.
back to you.
Cheers,
All right.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
very lovely
Thanks so
to meet
much,
you,
nice
and
to meet
we'll be,
you.
hope to
Thanks.
see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Pinball machines in general are just a beautiful, classic, iconic piece of our seaside history. And I don't want it to be made brand new. Like, I don't want new repro bits and pieces, and I'd rather keep it as original as possible. But, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but mostly excited.
So, Jeff, what's the key things that you've got to do to get this running?
Initially, basically plug it in, get all the back box all plugged in, and then put it in the mains and see what goes, and then we can see how ill the patient is.
OK.
Right, yeah, first step. Sort the legs out as well, but, yeah.
What, the legs from wobbling like that? Or
Well, it's got the wrong... So they've cut them down a bit to make it flat because it was being used as a table, so I need to put new legs and reseat all these where they fit. And that will make it look more like a pinball machine, so...
OK. So we've got to get this over to your bench then?
Yes, please.
Come on, then.
You feeling strong?
It's not that heavy, is it?
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
It's character building.
Let's have a... Oh, that's not too bad.
All looks there, reasonably clean and tidy, a bit dusty. But the thing I am worried about is this motor here, which looks a little bit burnt out. That's the only thing that would be difficult, because that's kind of the heart of the machine. It does all the controlling.
Jeff's first task is to install new legs, which need to be longer at one end of the machine. This will create a tilt, which is needed for the ball to naturally roll towards the player.
Rachel had it flat as a piece of furniture. This is how God intended it, if God was going to make a pinball machine. Hopefully this darling will live to play again. I very much hope so.
From treasured toys in need of emergency surgery to ceramics that have seen better days, our experts in the repair shop are determined to put the pieces back together. Next to arrive is Ash Phelps from East Sussex with a much-loved family heirloom.
Hello.
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 Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
OK. What have we got here, then?
We've got a barometer in here.
He's hoping horologist Steve Fletcher will be able to turn his hand to this antique weather instrument.
So I inherited this from my grandparents. It's the one item I've got that you know, really symbolises them and the relationship I had with them. But for as long as myself and my mum remember, it's not been working. You see, it always points to kind of changeable, which I guess isn't far from the truth in the UK. Maybe it is working, I don't know, but...
Steve, this is one for you.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I think it's sort of 1920s, 30s. More often than not, the mechanism is just seized up, so that's completely seized up. So if that's anything like the mechanism, maybe that is the reason why it stopped. Leave it with me, and I will do my best to get it working. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Even though it hasn't been working all these years, it's still a really important piece for me. I was very close to my grandparents, and it's nice to have that to remember them by.
You worked on one before?
Oh, yeah, loads of times.
Oh, there you go. Trust you. It's all you, then.
OK.
See you in a bit.
Early barometers from the 18th century were symbols of affluence and must-have items for the aristocracy. Aneroid barometers like Ash's were invented in 1840. They used a series of springs, chains and dials attached to a vacuum and were a cheaper and safer alternative to their predecessors that had used expensive and highly toxic mercury.
Everything looks as if it's working. It's not seized up. I've got to check and see whether the movement is working under pressure or not.
And Steve has a low-tech trick to test whether it's the barometer's actual mechanism that's faulty.
I've put it into this bag so that I can force some pressure onto the mechanism and see whether there's any movement in the hand. What I'm actually doing is replicating an increase in atmospheric pressure. You can see there is some movement there if I put some pressure on. It still doesn't explain exactly why the hand has stayed still for decades.
Even though the mechanism seems to be working, fastidious Steve is going to strip it down and clean it thoroughly just to make sure.
More difficult is going to be getting the setting nut moving. This is really, really seized up, and that worries me to death, moving that, because they just break, and that happens all the time.
At the repair shop, the team has the tools and the talent to deal with any restoration challenge, no matter how big, how small, how old, or how new. Jeff's task today is to revive a retro gaming machine. But sometimes, even a pinball wizard needs a helping hand.
Will, that's the man I want to see.
So how can I help?
It's your woodworking skills I'd appreciate, actually.
My skills.
Your skills, but to know you have, and I definitely haven't.
Right.
Basically, the back box sits on top of here, but when they turned it into a piece of furniture, they removed a little wooden plinth, which it sits on. So basically, I'm after a simple wooden construction around here.
I'll make a deal with you.
Yeah.
Deal is, if I make that for you,
Yep.
I am the first person to play on this when it's fixed.
I'll have to have some test games on it to see if it works. But you can have the first
in
proper
the
game.
workshop, because I know Jay loves getting his getting in there and
He
steaming.
gets in, I'm going to avoid him, yeah. He's
But
not allowed to
I
go
have the
near
first
it.
game.
Yeah, you'll have the first proper game. Really helpful he's doing that. Nice sense of comradeship here, which is good. That's nice. Yeah, there we go, like that. Oh, that's gorgeous. We'll go through. Oh, that's absolutely mwah,
Yeah?
beautiful. That's the most beautiful thing I've seen since I looked in the mirror this morning.
Done.
You are a genius, officially. Thank you. Brilliant.
Right, I'll see you for that first...
Yep, absolutely. Before Jay.
Beautiful.
Jay's not allowed on. I suppose my fascination with all things pinball since I was 13, and it's become somewhat part of my life and something that is both something practical and real. And there's nothing like the first game on a machine that hasn't worked for years. It's actually incredibly exciting, even after 50 years. I still love it. So I'm going to plug this in. It might go bang, it might not. Who knows what will happen? Right, power and a plug. Oh, that's good. Motor works. Ah, beautiful. That is very good news. I'm a happy little bunny.
That sounds cool. So it's good. It's working then?
It's on its way to working. It's...
On its way. Look, it's got lights. What does it need to happen now?
Lots of making things working properly, because all we got is that there's power, the motor works, the relays are working, then start stripping it all down to make it look beautiful and play well.
I'll leave you alone.
Thank you very much
All
indeed.
right, no
Cheers,
problem.
Then let's see what happens. Oh, there are some problems which will take a bit of sorting out. Somewhere, something's wrong.
Unfortunately, the discovery of a power failure has no quick fix. And with the machine teeming with wires and connections, it could leave Jeff with up to a mile's worth of cabling to check. The repair shop experts are accustomed to receiving objects in all sorts of wonderful shapes and sizes. The next is no exception, and is accompanied by Caroline Francis and her daughter Jo.
Well, now that is nice. So what's the history behind all of these?
My dad, Mum's husband, was
Right.
a rower.
Yes.
That's him, Jay Nicol. So he rowed for Queen's College, Cambridge, and he was in the college first boat. It was the first time ever that Queen's College had won the Marlow Regatta.
OK.
Afterwards, they're presented with these oars.
Yes.
And we've had them ever since, haven't we?
Yes.
So where's your husband now? Where's Dad now?
Well, unfortunately, he was ill and he died when he was 48.
He's 40. So how old was he when he was in these races then?
Well, of university age.
But the sort of the really interesting thing about the fact he was a rower is that he was disabled.
He was disabled?
Yeah.
They found that he'd got a kind of muscular atrophy, so his hands were slightly clenched.
Like closed, like that?
He
Yeah,
couldn't
like
straighten his fingers out himself,
OK.
but he could do the rowing.
So he was in an able-bodied boat?
Oh, yeah, it was just a normal, he was a normal rower.
That's an achievement, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it was wonderful for him that he could do the rowing.
Yeah. What can we do for you with regards to restoring? Because obviously that's the part of history that you do not want.
Not that.
You
No.
don't want that touched at
Oh, I
all.
was about to take some sandpaper. It seems quite rough.
But you can see from the shafts of, I don't know if you can call them that oars, but I don't know what this is that's on here, but that's obviously aged quite a lot.
It's almost as if something's dripped on there and something's reacted at some point.
And then as you turn the oars over on the back of the blades.
OK.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can definitely get rid of the sort of peeling and looks like contaminated polish, but definitely not touch anything on here.
No.
But what I will do is I will do something with the other side of the blade.
The back of it.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, it'd be lovely to be able to pass them on in good condition to the grandchildren.
And they'll be like they were when they were presented to my dad in the first place.
Right. So if you leave these with us, it's OK?
Brilliant, yes.
OK.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We've always been really proud of my dad, knowing that he did this great thing when he was younger. They are him, really, for us. That's our main thing we've got of him, that's carried on with us through the years, and it'll carry on for grandchildren as well.
So out of all the things that have come in, this one's got strict instructions not to touch that end.
Not to touch the end.
Simply because that's part of history.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the back side of it, you can touch the back, but not the front.
Not even look at the front. Let's not even look at the front.
No,
That's
you can't look at the front. It's just this bit, and then you've got to turn it over, and that's it. I'll take this one.
Oh, you usually leave me to take everything.
That's correct, but this is a bit of history, so I'm going to help you out here.
Right, you take that. I'll take this one.
OK. Oh, look at that. It's longer than the bench.
Before Will embarks on the oars refurbishment, he makes a closer inspection.
Just having an overall look at the oars, I can see how the varnish and the polish on the surface has reacted with something at some point. If you don't clean the surface off before you polish it, you can have all sorts of problems with reactions and everything else. So I think that is what's happened here. There are areas like here where I can't really see it too well right now, but I presume that's maybe a maker's mark, so I wouldn't want to lose any of that detail.
Across the repair shop, Pinball Jeff has almost finished.
So, what are you going to do now? What you're going to change all of this, or is it...
Oh, no, just give it a clean. Everything comes off. Nice big polish. And just the deluxe edition will be, I'll put flashing lights in the title strip as well, that they used to do in the 70s.
The owner, Rachel, had purchased the rundown machine with money gifted from her mother, who died last year. Having been relegated to a surface for rolling pastry, it's now close to springing back to life.
So, once you've got it all up and running, I know I've got to get going on this, haven't I?
At some point.
At some point?
Yeah, well...
Who's on first, then? You?
Oh, that is the secret.
Well, it's you, isn't it?
I'll be doing some test games, but the first public performance has already been promised.
Two.
Oh, that's... I'll have to kill you if I told you.
Oh, is it? Right. Have you finally finished?
Yeah.
Right.
There we go. There's a bit of a ding, isn't it?
Oh, I've got to use the other one. I thought it was just one button for both. Okay, wait, okay. Hold on, hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, always having to compare to me. What? Oh, shocking.
Shocking.
Oh, hey! Oh, touching the machine!
At least I've got 200.
Hey. Is it working then? That's the main thing.
Absolutely. A few little tweaks, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, and given how it arrived, luck has been on my side, and also the machine was sort of responded well to treatment. Not all patients do, but can't wait to see it set up in the family home and not being used as a kitchen table. On the shelf.
Having successfully powered up the pinball machine, it's time for Jeff to return it to Rachel's kitchen, where it will no longer be limited to pastry duties.
Hello, Rachel. How are you?
How nice to see you again.
Lovely to see you
Hi.
too. Yeah. Right, take a look. Shall we put you pull that blanket and I'll pull this one. One, two, three.
Wow, the colours come out so much better. It's never had lights on before.
It looks lovely.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
And I've put proper flashing lights in as it would have had in the 70s, which I had some left, luckily.
Oh, it looks wonderful.
And if you press the magic button...
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The sounds when I first played it, really nostalgic, really reminded me of arcades when I was a kid, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and he's done such a good job. It looks amazing. I love it. I just don't know what to say, Jeff. I'm so pleased. Thank you so much. So I really didn't know that it was going to come back so beautiful as it has. It's really, really nice. It's really quite moving, actually.
I'm actually really pleased with the way it came out. It was lovely, yeah. It's a lovely machine.
You're professional.
Oh, my God. I love pinball machines. I really do.
I'm surprised at how moved I am, really. But it's the last thing that my mum gave me. It's a pinball machine. It's lovely. And I'll always remember. And it's such a fun thing. She would have loved it. It's beautiful.
Back in the repair shop, Will is starting to cautiously clean a test area on the 70-year-old Cambridge oars.
Awfully quiet. That must mean you're concentrating quite a lot.
Yeah, I was just trying to clean up my ears, Joe.
Ears.
Yeah, ears, filthy ears, mate.
Now, how are you getting on?
Not too bad. I have cleaned this patch here.
Come on.
That's the original surface, but not right back down to the wood.
OK, right.
I don't know if you can see the writing here. I think that writing is on top of the wood.
But isn't this quite, well, it's quite dangerous in a way. You go to clean it, and it all comes off.
So I've cleaned that with cotton wool, bud, and some meths. I'm going to do the same thing really lightly on maybe the letter G.
Yeah.
And see if that cleans up well.
Go on, then. Let's stop talking about it. Let's see you do it.
What?
Right,
you
now.
watching me?
Yeah, of course, man. I'm going to put the pressure on you.
So, letter G.
Yes, please. Go on, go on. Is it going away, or is it staying? To me, it looks like it's... Hold on. I want to not rub too hard. That's staying. That's staying. Whew. That's staying. Now we can breathe, eh? Well done. So this stuff here, what's crackling up, it's not on top of that.
This cracking stuff is right at the top.
Yeah.
So I think I can take this off like I just did there.
You're not going to do that with a cotton bud, though, are you?
No,
Come on, man.
No, I'd be there for months. I'd probably use some soft wire wool.
Soft
really
wire wool,
soft
take all that
steel
off.
wool, yeah.
Yeah. So they've got a lot of history, these, haven't they?
A lot of history and a lot of cleaning.
Caroline's husband was presented with these prized oars for his exceptional record in the 8th Challenge Cup at Marlow Regatta in 1948 and 1950. The fact that he was diagnosed with a muscle-wasting illness affecting both his legs and arms makes his achievements even more remarkable.
That looks good, doesn't it? What's all this here?
So much more information. What have we got here?
1938?
Yeah, the 1938 Henley Regatta.
Cool.
So there's actually more history to these than just the race that...
well, you've unearthed more history just by cleaning it.
There you go.
What else have you got to do now? What's next?
I think the best thing to do would be remove any loose pieces of paint on the back of this blade.
Because that is still flaking off.
Yeah, well, because you keep touching it. Stop touching it and it won't carry on flaking off.
They're going to touch it, it's their oar or their blade. They're going to touch it.
OK, just stop touching it.
So you're going to make sure it doesn't peel off. Because look at it, it's just been turned over. Look at all these bits. They're just coming off. We've only been there 2 minutes.
Because you keep on touching it. OK, how about you stop touching it and I'll start painting it.
All right. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, Jay. Just trying to mix up the paint by eye. So I think the colour I'm going for is sort of a British racing green, sort of like a frog green. I think it's just a case of making it a tiny bit lighter. Then I should have that frog racing car green I need. So far, so good.
In the fight against disposable culture, the repair shop experts are using their skills to breathe new life into the nation's neglected possessions. And for Steve, it's make, and hopefully not break, for the barometer that was left to owner Ash by his loving grandparents.
This hand has not worked for years. This is the bit that I haven't been looking forward to, just in case it goes terribly wrong and the glass breaks. If it does, it's a complete and utter disaster.
How are we doing this, Steve?
I hope I can release this OK.
Oh, I thought there'd be a screw on the back.
No. It's just riveted over there.
So basically, trying to get that out, you might break the glass. You don't like to say it, but I know you might break the glass, isn't it?
There is an outside possibility. Keep my fingers crossed.
All right.
I'm sure you will.
Well, I will do. I will do.
Let's have a go. Put a bit more force in it. It is really, really stuck very, very fast. I'm actually just going to put a little bit of oil in there. No, it is moving. Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh, that's easing up beautifully. So, problem solved. Good. Very, very happy.
With the hand loosened and the mechanism checked, Steve can now reassemble the barometer just in time for Ash's return.
Nice to see you again, Steve. How
You
are
too,
you?
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes.
Good. Looking forward to seeing the barometer.
Very, very excited. It's all I've been thinking about. So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
really excited to see what you've done to it.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Mechanism I took out, I cleaned it through, gave it good service, and that wasn't causing it to not work.
Right.
What actually was causing the problem was that the dial was tight against the hand.
OK.
So I've released that, and it's working fine.
Fantastic. Knowing it's working again, I'm overjoyed to have seen it working. Amazing. My grandparents would be very proud of this, and I'm sure if they were here today, they'd say thanks as well.
Oh, bless.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You've done a fantastic job. It is like having a piece of them there at all times, and every time I see it, it reminds me of them and the good times I have. So to have it now on the wall and working, it's going to be great.
Having meticulously hand-painted the back of the oar blades with his very own bespoke frog green, Will has just enough time to add the finishing touches.
I think you've surpassed yourself, actually, son. Well
Really?
done. No, you have surpassed yourself on this one.
Ship-shape and repair shop fashion, the oars are ready to be returned to Joe and Caroline.
Hello, how we doing?
Fine, thank you. Very excited.
Hi.
How you doing?
You had a serious look on your face when you walked in thinking, my oars better be underneath there.
Hi.
Hi there, very nice to see you again.
Ah. Oh, that's lovely.
Beautiful.
That's actually how I remember them from
Really?
when I was younger. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it's got a difference.
Really lovely. Yeah.
As I was cleaning,
Wording.
you can actually see
Yes.
everything that's been written here.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So we've got the Henley Regatta 1938 on there.
That's lovely, and it's wonderful that it's come up clearly and you can actually read it now.
Exactly.
That's really good.
I'm pleased that you're pleased.
So what are you going to do with these now, then?
They'll be up on the wall for everybody to look at and actually really cherish.
So we best get these wrapped up, because you can't put them on your push bike, can you?
Not really, no.
And we'll get them shipped over to you.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Really nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for everything you've done. When they were uncovered, it really brought back to me how important they had been to my husband and how important my husband had been to me. And it's just wonderful to see these brought back to their former glory.
It just makes me feel really, excited that we can take them back home, put them up on display, and they're like they were when I was younger and when my dad was alive.
You was worried about this one, really, weren't you?
I think out of nearly all of the jobs that I worked on here, I was really worried about this. Risk losing the writing underneath all the races and everything else.
Yeah. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
All right.
There will be more incredible transformations at the hands of our experts next time in the repair shop, where treasured items are brought back to life.